questions do you have that would aid us in gathering information to help us master that? But more importantly, boys and girls, what questions do you have that would help us to take that to a different level, to a higher level? Patrick?
Well, first we need to know what the order of the planets are.
Okay.
Well, we already put that there in the knows and needs to know. Yeah, we know.
We did. And so guess what, David? It was a need to know. Now we're figuring it out. Okay? So we're solving one of our needs to know right now. Okay, what is the order of the planets? And some of you may know that already. Some of you may not. And some of you may need a little more clarifying before you move forward on that. Okay? Logan.
Well, what are the closest and farthest planets from the sun, and what impact does it have on them?
Excellent. So which planet is closest and farthest? And I love this part, Logan. This is the higher level part. What is the impact of being the closest? What's the impact of being the furthest?
And maybe even the middle.
And maybe even the middle. That's awesome. David.
I was thinking, like, what are the relationships between the planets' orbits?
Okay. So we come to that word relationship that we've had several times already. So what is the relationship? David, what was the rest of that question?
Between the planets' orbits.
Between the planets and their orbits? Okay. Okay, boys and girls, can I share with you right now one thing I'm thinking about these? The first thing I notice when I look at this standard is this word right here. Identify. Where is that on our Bloom scale?
It's that very long.
It's down at the bottom, isn't it?
Yes.
So is that a very high level thing for us to do, identify?
No.
No.
We already know that.
We already know that.
We probably already do. So what can we do then besides just identify that would help us research that at higher levels of thinking? What could we do, Alexis?
We could maybe sort.
Okay.
We could like sort them out.
Okay.
Sort the different planets.
Hang on, David. Let me hear Alexis's thought all the way through.
We could like sort the different.
What's a different word for sort, Alexis?
Categorize.
Categorize. So can you think of something with the planets that we could categorize? Is there a way to categorize the planets?
I'm trying to find a word.
What about that right there? Would that question work? How can we categorize the planets?
True. Yeah.
Could you do that?
Yeah.
You know how oftentimes we've had cards in front of us or pictures in front of them and we put them into categories?
Yeah.
Could you do that with the 8 planets?
Yeah, Miss Hollinger.
How?
Yes, sir.
Both sort and categorize on the level 4, analyze.
Yeah. Level 4. Okay. How can we categorize?
Actually, there's a distinct categorizing between the two. There's one for two.
So, David, you're already thinking about some ways.
Just
Okay.
how?
Colton.
This is also in the fourth level.
Okay.
Comparing and contrasting.
All right, Colton, what might we compare and contrast?
Everything. You can compare and contrast the size.
The what?
You can compare and contrast the size, color.
The size.
You can also compare and contrast like the heat.
Okay, so all those things that Colton is saying, size, color, heat, what's one word that would sum all of that up, Evie?
Properties.
Properties.
Yeah,
Compare and contrast the properties.
We were doing that earlier, and we haven't accounted for that as well.
of the planets? Okay, good. I love that one, Colton. That's a good one. Any others? Anna?
Over time, have the planets changed in like maybe their movement or like in the order? Definitely.
Okay, so Anna, I love how you used our depth and complexity over time. So can we say, have the planets changed in any way over time? That's an interesting question to ponder, isn't it?
Most likely they already have.
Okay, let's get a couple more and then we can start researching. Celia.
Well, I was wondering for, I think it was the patterns, like do they move in a certain pattern or are they like
Oh my goodness, I love that question. Did you hear what she said?
Yeah.
Are there any patterns for the way the planets orbit? Is that what you meant? Okay. Are there any patterns to the planet's orbits?
Oh, I know there is one for Earth that takes 365 days to orbit.
There are like years for
It's normally
other
365,
planets, which is how long it takes to rotate the sun.
Okay.
Wait, years probably.
Oh my goodness, you guys have such amazing questions. Look how much you have to research though. So let's get one more or you're not going to have time to check out all these questions.
We have more.
I know. All right. Cole, you're going to be our one more. Oh, and it fell out of your head.
No, I haven't.
Okay, it came back.
So maybe we could research what would if we wanted to live on that planet, what would we need?
That is a good one.
That's amazing. Cole, where does that fit on our balloons?
Like judge. It's
Yeah. Evaluate. Okay. Cole, will you ask me one more time because I kind of lost it.
Well, it was what would you need if you wanted to live on? If you wanted to, maybe we could all choose. Each group would be assigned a planet, and they would have to research what they needed if they wanted to live on that planet, what they would need.
I love it. That is awesome.
Could we improve and finish these all? Because last time we had about
I know.
5 or 6 and we had to struggle.
I know, and I know you guys are worried about time, but guess what? We gained some time this week. So we're going to work on these questions today, and then if there are any of the past 2 standards that you want to go back to, you can do that as well. But I think you've got enough here that's going to keep today busy. Okay, now remember.